where we will discuss urban news, local news, and international news. I'm Eva Saavedra.
I'm Lanita Hughes.
I'm Taylor Mitchell-Smith.
And I am Nikita Turner. Let's go ahead and hop into some topics. Now, I am very excited because Miss Grambling State University, Jania Smith, has her own rendition of America's Next Top Model. And if you have watched the show before, you know that Tyra goes out and she finds these lucky contestants. She takes them to nice places, you know. They take photo shoots every week, and every week it's elimination round. So this week, they've already eliminated the first round of individuals. Ladies were first. So the first 9 ladies got to do their first photo shoot, and I think it turned out quite well. I'm very excited to see what she has in store for the rest of the photo shoot. So what do you ladies think about this Grambling's Next Top Model?
Honestly, I think that it's a good thing that's going on. They have a lot of different girls getting involved and showcasing all their talents. Actually, the name of the photo shoot was called Teacher's Pet. Jania actually sent out a little riddle for her audience to go ahead and try and uncode, and in the end, she posted the pictures, and they actually came out really neat. It was actually, the setting was in a classroom.
Right, that was my favorite part. The setting, it was like a messy little classroom, and then it was like desk and paper everywhere, and like the girls were the teacher's pet. I like the photo shoot just because it allowed each girl to show their personality and to be themselves. And I think it's a great opportunity because all these girls come from modeling organizations that we have on campus. So it's just allowing them to, you know, express themselves freely in a way that, you know, they love to do. We all have hobbies, and their hobby is modeling. So I think that she's doing a great job by opening doors for them to actually do that. And I mean, this is stuff that they can use for a portfolio if they really want to do modeling. So I think it's a good look.
Well, I'm just really glad that we have something here at Grambling State University that we can, you know, get our females into rather than just, you know, the drama aspect of college. We actually have something that girls can put forth the time and get out of other things, like any little conflict. I feel like we need more things like this that may distract us from, you know, little
pettiness. Yes.
Definitely.
I think this is good, friendly competition for women, and it's going to allow them to actually, you know, because I went to one of their practices, and they were competitive, but they wasn't like petty, like, oh, I'm going to beat you. It was kind of like, you know, like, I want to win this, but I'm still going to help you out because I think that you're great at, you know, modeling and what you do. So
yes.
I think this is
friendly competition is always good. Actually, at the end of each week, the models will be judged based on their walk and their photos. So you guys actually should go tune into their Instagram. It's GSU-NTM, Next Top Model. And actually, you guys' votes matter.
And I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited about these guys. These
Yes.
pictures, like, I want to see
I
what it's looking like. I hope
wait.
it's some shirts off, some six-packs popping.
They have some nice looking guys. I don't know where they be at on Grambling campus, but they're very handsome, and I'm ready to see them.
I actually heard they're actually filming their commercial shoot this week. So stay tuned, everybody.
Okay.
I'm definitely ready to see that one there.
And speaking of hot television, I know you ladies probably watch Keeping Up the Kardashians. And
wrong.
No. All right. Well, whether you watch it or not, Kylie Jenner is definitely the topic of discussion right now. She's 17 years old, dating 25-year-old the rapper Tyga, who just got out of a relationship with Blac Chyna. So people are all over that right now. Do you think this is like for real? Is this a real relationship? Is this something she's really pursuing, or what do you guys think about this?
I personally think that it's all for publicity. You know, the Kardashians are used to standing in the limelight. You know, it's like a situation after situation. And it seems like to me she's just following in like her older sister, what she's seen and been exposed to.
Right.
She's just following in their footsteps. To me personally, because it went from dating Jaden Smith to supposed lip injections to Tiger to this $2 million house? Like, you're 17. Take your time.
I just feel like she's not your typical 17-year-old. Like, no matter how we try to put it, she's very different from us. Like, I'm 21 years old, and I can't afford a $2.7 million home. She's been famous since she was a baby. Like, she has no other way. Like, she's grown up fast. And my thing is, I I don't know if the thing with her and Ty is real or what it is, but I think she's infatuated with him. Like, she's going on tour with him. He's making her travel. He's sending her this places. She's having fun. She's enjoying life. What 17-year-old wouldn't want to do that? I know, like right now I'm 21. I would want to go on tour. Like, that's fun. You're living life. You're partying. She's just enjoying life. Who knows where this is gonna go? Do I think it's just the friendship? No, because I don't see any 25-year-old male hanging out with a female all of the time on tour, everything, and don't have any type of physical relationship
Or
with
benefit.
them.
I agree.
That really doesn't happen. But I'm not against them. I just, I mean, it happens every day. She just happens to be 17, but you have to look at it as she's not your typical 17-year-old.
And I feel like it's benefiting her in a way at the same time, being seen around with Tiger, actually. Because it could
definitely
be
doing that, for sure.
she'll get exposed to more shows. More people will want to see her like around, just like with Kim after the Ray J incident. Correct? Am I right? Or am I just... Y'all agree?
Well,
Okay.
I really do agree with you, Nifa, as far as her not being a typical teenager. And, it could be for publicity, but it also could be, she really has feelings for this guy. And you said she was infatuated. I also agree with that because, any man who's taking you out and doing things for you and you're actually enjoying yourself, what's the difference between him being 25 and him being 18? Like,
Right.
if you're doing about the same thing, what is different? And we have to remember that she is young, but she's very mature for her age, having to grow up in Hollywood. I mean, that's just something that...
This society just puts so much pressure on you to be perfect. She's not perfect.
Yes.
We all make mistakes. We've all done things when we were younger that we regret now. And I'm not saying she's gonna regret it because I wouldn't regret that. That's a part of growing up. That's a part of learning. So, speaking of little kids and learning, Facebook is going crazy.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
Y'all been
The
hearing about
girl
that?
who had to fight,
Yes.
14-year-old, and she actually ended up getting shot. Yeah, they had I guess her and someone else had an incident on Facebook. They were going to meet up and fight it out. She told her mom, I'm going to have to fight this girl. Ended up going to the fight, and actually, it wasn't any of the girls who shot her. It was two standbys. I think a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old. One of them shot her. So she ended up killed over Facebook beef. So I want to ask you ladies, do you think that Facebook, Twitter, any kind of social media beef is worth any kind of type of drama?
Definitely not.
I don't think
no
it
way.
is.
I think that any of that is just, first of all, is just irrelevant. We're too old right now to be even beefing with one another. If anything, we should be building each other up. And I just feel like I'm not going to meet anyone at a park. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. It's just a certain level of respect you have to have for yourself. And, I can understand what the girl probably was going through because we all go through a point, like that with someone or in our life. Well, I'm not going to say we all, but it's most likely you'll go through that type of beef with a young lady. But I just feel like it could have been handled a different way. I mean, they could have talked it out, but sometimes you have to be taught better. You have to be taught how to be mature. You have to be taught how to talk stuff out, how to be a lady.
But she was 14, and when you're 14, and you're in high school, basically, is she in high school yet?
I believe she was in high
I think,
school.
okay, you was like a freshman. Okay, because I was 14 in high school. But when you're 14 and in high school, you are often bullied. You go through things. She might go to a high school, even if she's taught right, she might go to a high school that they're like, okay, if you don't fight, you're scary. They're bullying her. So she probably thought that, okay, I have to fight. I have to beat this girl up or at least try to beat her up because everybody else is going to pick on me. When you're in high school, you're not that mature. You can't, it's just not, you still learning. You're still a young girl, so you're still learning. Even in college, to this day, I'm still learning. So I don't agree with her meeting up, but I think that it has a lot to do with social media, has a lot to do with television, these reality shows. You have grown women, successful women on TV beating each other up, and these young kids are watching this. These young kids think that it's okay to go out and fight and to meet up and fight because grown women are going to restaurants, meeting up and beating each other up every day.
It's all having to do with what you see. I definitely agree with that. But I feel like even in a situation just like this, you should never travel alone, even if you're with friends. Still, let an adult know, let an officer know, let somebody know, because Yes, she did tell her mother, but that's after she told her mother she wasn't going to. And little did her mother know, like, that was going to be the last time she spoke to her daughter. Now, the 2 standby guys, actually, one of the guys who actually shot was claimed to be one of the girls fighting's boyfriend. Now, she wasn't the only one who was affected by it. 2 other girls actually were wounded in the hospital. I believe they're okay. I hope they're okay. I'm sure they're okay. But, all right, you guys, speaking of friends and fights and stuff.
There was an incident in Atlanta where 23-year-old Mariah Pointer, she suffered 2 black eyes, a chipped tooth, and a concussion, all behind allegedly almost sitting on one of her friend's hamburgers. So my question is, you know, I almost sat on your hamburger. Why are you guys jumping me? Like, what is your issue? Like, have you been hating me and I didn't know? Like,
Exactly.
what's going on there? Like, how did this just
Exactly.
happen like this? That doesn't seem like something that would just happen to anybody.
I feel like, as friends, you shouldn't want to see your friend in any type of situation. You don't want to see your friend crying. You don't want to see her hurt. You don't even want to see a man hurt her. So why, you as a friend, why would you want to hurt her intentionally? Now, I do feel like that was just an excuse, and there were, like, situations leading up to that incident, and that's just the burger scenario was just something, you know, to say, oh, it was over a burger, which it actually sounded dumb, over a burger, but you guys are best friends. I feel like she really didn't know those people. Like, just like in a relationship, you take your time to get to know somebody. You don't jump into giving them a title, oh, that's my best friend, oh, that's my boyfriend. No, it takes time because people's true colors come out and they show. You gotta watch the warning signs, watch them, because I'm sure she had plenty leading up to this incident. What do you think, Nifa?
It's sad. Like, I just really feel for her because, I mean, everybody's not your friend. And that's something that we have to realize and we have to know that everybody, you know, they put up this fake front. Like you said, there may be signs that she's seen, then there may not be. Because she may not have seen anything, and I just feel like some people portray to be your friends, but they're really not. She was a very pretty girl. Maybe they were jealous of her. It had to be some type of envy or hate for them to beat her in a house for hours. I don't understand that, and I just think that you can't trust everybody. Friends, family, you cannot trust everybody. Is not for you.
It's not.
What about you, Taylor?
Well, I feel like whether she thought they were her best friends or not, whether you're her best friend or you're just a regular person, you don't need to be doing that. Like, what made you jump this girl and so brutally? That was just not right. I mean, it doesn't matter if the girl wasn't your friend. It doesn't matter if you had something against her previous to the situation. What made you think that was okay at all? Because it wasn't. And I really don't blame her at all for feeling like that was her friends, because people can be deceiving, and you may think they are your friend, and they may not be, or they may were at one point in time. But my thing is, we can't get on her like, you gotta watch who your friends are. We have to figure out why they did that. We have to look at them and let them know that it wasn't okay. We don't need to put any type of blame on her, because she's the one who suffered. You know, she paid the price of trusting who she shouldn't have trusted. And what really upsets me, and I want to warn other young females or even older females, is when you see an alliance forming against you, you need to get out of there.
Get away from it. Right.
Do not stick around when you see an alliance forming against you. Distance yourself, because there is really no telling what will happen today. It's no telling today. I mean,
and they got the whole thing on film, and they was stomping her, and they wouldn't even let her leave after the fact. So it was pretty bad, and it was all on tape. And something else that was on tape recently, I know you ladies have seen it, Sigma Alpha Epsilon, the fraternity, they were saying a racist chant. I don't want to repeat the words, but if you've seen the video, you know it's something in regards to lynching, and there won't be any black people in our organization, and that has brought about so much backlash for their fraternity and their school in general. And now people are saying, you know, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. I know Waka Flocka Flame, he got out of the concert he was supposed to be doing for them, and now recently 2 students have been expelled, and they have just gotten kicked out of their frat house. So they're in a lot of trouble behind a video that they thought was a joke, but to everybody else, that kind of stuff is not a joke. So like,
Well, I heard Sigma Alpha Epsilon actually was a fraternity that actually got started many, many, many years ago, like during the slavery.
In 1800s, right?
Yeah, it was like 1856. So this chant, actually, as they were chanting it, I was noticing, like, it seems like it was something that was learned, like, through the process. So I feel like it came during the slavery time. So what do you guys think about that?
I know that I've also read something that the same thing or a similar situation happened at Louisiana Tech where they sang a similar chant. And I don't know if it was the same chant, but someone said that they went to a house party. Because you know that these people, the Sigma Alpha Epsilon and the other fraternities outside of Divine Nine, they're known for drinking and having house parties. So we went to this house party and they were singing a similar chant. And the guys didn't say that the chant was wrong. They just told him to stop because he was offending some people. And I just feel like, you have to understand something, that these fraternities, these Caucasian fraternities, they're not different from KKK. I'm not calling them KKK, but they were founded to not like black people. They were founded to go against us. They were founded to fight against us. And I mean, many black organizations formed because they wanted to protect themselves or learn how to protect themselves against other people like these people who are constantly beating them, lynching them, hanging them. That's what we were founded on. We were founded to, uplift the African American community and other people around us. So when I see African American students getting into these organizations, I think, did you do your research? Did you think when this organization was founded? Did you see what this organization was founded upon? Because they're only accepting you to reach their 2/3 maximum. They're not accepting you because they want you at all. They don't want you. They don't like you. I'm not saying that that's all Caucasian people, but majority of them, they're not in it for the right reasons. And this proved it today. Like, this proved it. And it was an African American male in Sigma Alpha Epsilon who went to Oklahoma University, who actually lived in the frat house with these people who were chanting these songs. That lets you know that they have no respect at all for us.
And what also actually shocked me was their house mother. She actually was caught on film chanting the N-word 7 times. Well, several times, not just 7 times, several times. And when asked about it, she said, "Oh, no. But then there's video of she may have been drunk. It looked like she was a little bit under the influence herself, but, no."
I mean, that's not okay. That's not okay. I mean, whether you're under the influence or not, you need to know how to handle yourself. And you definitely need to watch what you're saying when you're being recorded. And I really want to say that it's not surprising to me. I mean, that's not even at all surprising. I mean, that's just another video. I'm sure there are plenty more out there. That one just happened to reach, the internet. But my thing is, Caucasians aren't the only people going against us. We go against each other. So why is it such a big deal when they do it? That's something that I really don't understand. And we'll settle with calling each other N-word, and we'll settle with saying, "Oh, you'll never fit in with us," or "You can't sit with us," or this and this and this. Yet we make such a big deal when they do it. We can't make it okay for anyone.
Right.
Well, even with that, I still feel like, in a sense, actually justice was served on this, because actually they had to be moved out of their house by 12 o'clock yesterday, and they're out. Their letters have been taken down. And they need escorts actually around campus.
Was served because it was also women or girls. I really don't. It was girls who was actually in the video singing the chant with them.
Really?
And nothing was ever said about them. I heard that they were in the organization as well. Their organization was not ever stated. The girls never received anything. They weren't punished for it, but it was definitely girls on the bus singing the chant with them.
Oh, wow.
In the video, she was sitting on the right side. I seen her.
Oh, you were watching
It was
deep.
definitely. I don't think justice was just served. I think
Hold
that
everyone
Yeah, I
accountable.
just think that they were doing stuff. But like Taylor said, we do have to stick together as an African American community and continue to build ourselves up, because if we don't do it, then they're not going to respect us, because we often want to say, "Oh, police are attacking us," or "This person's attacking us," or "This person's attacking us," when we're out killing each other or belittling each other every day. We have to stand up as an African American community, and I think that was a great point point that you just made.
Absolutely.
Well-
and I just want to say there's so much crazy stuff going on in big towns, small towns, but in Tyrone, I think it was, what state was it in?
Missouri.
Tyrone, Missouri. There was a guy
something happened.
who allegedly killed 7 people in a town of 50. And 4 of the people were his cousins. And after
crazy.
he turned the gun on himself. So he actually killed his own family and then turned around and turned the gun on himself. So my thing is, what could he have been going through, you know, that made him feel like this is the only way out? Like, I can't trust anyone, I can't call anyone, you know, to do something like that. You have to really be going through something to do something like that.
Actually, I heard his mother had passed from natural
Okay.
causes. So maybe it was a cause and effect for that. Because speaking of calling somebody, he may have lived with her, she may have passed, and he felt like there was probably all hope was lost and just went on a rampage, which makes me think, was this man mentally unstable in the first place? And if you're mentally unstable, should you be carrying a gun or have a gun at all?
Or
I
if
don't
you
think
have a
so.
background. I heard
Any type
that
of
he had
background.
a history with authority. So why are you letting this guy who's, you know, been in the spotlight for crime before carry a gun? I think it should be strict restrictions on who can carry a gun and who can't carry a gun, because everybody is able to basically get a gun. You can get registered to have a gun, and I don't think everybody should be able to have a gun. If you have a background, a criminal background, you should not be able to carry a gun. I just don't think that that's okay.
No.
No,
Definitely not.
it's not okay. I agree with both of you, and I agree with you as well. I just feel like that wasn't right. And my thing is, if you were gonna do that, as far as if you were mentally unstable and you wanted to end your life, let it be yours to take. You don't have to kill anyone. First of all, let me say that, anyone or anything. And then whether you're mentally unstable or not, first of all, let me say, please seek help. If you're unstable or if you feel a certain way, seek the help that you need. You can be helped. There are people who are trained to help you.
Right.
So I just feel like the whole situation could have been avoided. And you know, I hate hearing stories like this, guys. I hate it.
It's crazy. Well,
Well,
y'all, speaking of little things and new things, what do you guys think about the new diverse emojis that they made for the iPhone?
yes, I think it's a great idea. Like, I'm so excited that they're coming out with them, and they're coming out with actually 6 different skin tones. So it's not just black ones, it's, you know, Asian and
Mexican.
maybe, I guess whatever skin shade or whatever.
Hispanic, Caucasian, African American, Chinese.
Everything. All the above.
They won't be available until the iOS 8.3 comes out, which is said to be the later of this year. But when it comes out, I think it's gonna be like hot. Like, I think everybody's gonna be all over the emojis. I'm ready to see the memes and everything they come out with. Like, I just think it's gonna be something great.
They already have an app. It's called Expression, and I use it now. And it's just like, you know, the popular little expressions that we probably use on like Twitter or Facebook. That they're just we can use them in our text messages now and add them to our keyboard. And you can even like make little faces. And take your picture and use them. And I think they're very, very cool, because it's all races, it's different people, and it's real people. So I think that that's very cool. Speaking of, you know, having different races as Apple emojis, what do you guys think about Black History Month? Do you guys think that it was celebrated more? Do you think that, you know, it's dying down? Because Morgan Freeman made a very interesting statement on 60 Minutes. He said that our history shouldn't be shortened into 1 month. That it shouldn't be celebrated, like it should be celebrated all year long, because there's not a Jewish month, there's not a Muslim month, there's not a Caucasian month. It's only a Hispanic Heritage Month and an African American month. So how do you guys feel about that?
I feel like it should definitely be celebrated year-round, because you see other races such as, you know, Hispanics. They just, Cinco de Mayo just now passed. And you see when they celebrate their event, like they go hard. Like,
Right.
from the parade to the food to everything. Like, but
That's
with
just
us,
pride.
with us, it's like, what? Like, anyway, we've come so far as a race, you guys. Like, looking back at how far, you should definitely celebrate on a daily thing, especially at HBCUs and universities like this. Like,
Exactly.
How do you feel about that?
I feel in a sense that maybe, I think that school has something to do with it because I feel like we should have more courses like in the African
African-American studies.
Like we should, like I feel like that should be mandatory and they don't teach it enough in colleges and universities. We learn a lot about other people's cultures, what happened here, what happened there, but we might get like one class or one chapter on Black history. And I think that's important that not only HBCUs, talk about it,
Everybody.
but PWIs and everybody talks about it because it's not just something you can die down to 1 month because we have so much history and we have contributed in so many ways to this country. And I think we should just, especially since it's in February, like I'm petty, but that's the shortest month, so why'd they give us that? But I'll take it. But as long as, I guess as long as, we should just get better at it and maybe we could just, try to do more instead of that month.
Yeah, if we are, only celebrating it for 1 month, it's because of us. Because we can choose to do whatever we want.
Right.
If we want to celebrate it in January, we can. It's about what we choose to do. And it's really about pride, African American pride, or whatever race pride. But as right now, we're talking about African Americans.
Right.
So, it's about us and what we will do, what we will allow, and what we, just.
take
I
pride,
think it's
y'all.
pride, for sure.
Take pride.
So I thank all of you for tuning in to our episode of The Porch. Tune in next week. We'll be talking about more cool topics, more urban topics, more international news, and just tune in next week. I'm Nika Saavedra.
I'm Lenita Hughes.
I'm Taylor Mitchell-Smith.
And I'm Nikita Turner, and this has been The Porch.
It's time to leave. Yo, you never ever find another quite like me. Chin check the mic, Nike brainstorming, catch lightning. When I speak, sounds thunder. You never heard this coming from down under the underground. It's come up. You can call it zombie head hunting's what my rhymes be. You can look but can't find it. Rhinestones versus diamonds, no difference in the shine, just difference in the time. And manslaughter versus murder, armed robber versus burglar. They say it's unheard of.